What's up, y'all? I'm working on the 420 Kid four-wheeler some more, so I figured I'd do a little update video, let you know what all I've been doing on it. Picked up this little amp wiring kit from Walmart to use for wiring up the electric start on it. Broke down the ignition. I'm gonna mount that up on the stock plastic over here. Got the exhaust clamp back here. I've got the rear brake cable ran here for now. I'm gonna have to put some heat tape on it, keep it from melting on those fins. I got my new stage 1 air filter kit, changed the jetting and the carb. Obviously did away with the air box, so I had to do something different for a throttle bracket. I'm using one of the factory engine mounting tabs, just a piece of angle iron, and then part of the old carb. You can see opens the full way, closes how it's supposed to. I got one of my tabs for my foot peg back here. There isn't going to be a whole lot of plastic over here, but you kind of work with what you're working with when you're putting a 420 on a Kid four-wheeler. And then I was able to do the full one on this side. And I think if push comes to shove and I ever needed to take this off, I could just bend it around there. I welded up a little battery box on the front. That's where I'm going to be mounting the battery. Still plenty of room, even with the suspension fully compressed. I'm about to take it around front and clean it off so I can paint all the bare metal. Actually see what she looks like when I get all the dirt off this thing. Yeah, let's go get her cleaned up. We got everything dragged around up front. Got all the important stuff that you can't really get wet covered up. Got the ignition switch covered up. Got the exhaust plugged up in case we end up spraying over there. Got the air filter plugged up and the carb inlet. And we got the plastics here. We're going to see if they actually turn out somewhat decent. We're going to start with degreaser, and then we might break out the pressure washer. This degreaser I'm using is a mixture of Zet Purple and Tide. Us in the off-roading world call it booty juice. It's the best thing I've found for cleaning off old caked on mud and dirt. I've tried a lot of different stuff. Really nothing compares to it. You gotta be careful not to leave it on too long, however, as you are using a degreaser. But it works quick, so you don't have to leave it on that long. If you're anything like me, you're super impatient, so this is how I'm going to dry it so I can paint it. Ta-da! Well, got her back out here. Next couple things on the agenda are heat tape. I got some heat tape for the exhaust and some heat tape for the plastics. This one's going to be for the exhaust. Just trying to keep some of this heat right there from coming up on your leg. And then obviously I'm going to need heat tape for under these plastics because they're sitting right on the fins of the motor. And then I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with this air filter here. Because that guy is going to sit right in there and your air filter is going to sit there. So, as people brought up in my last video, anything that comes off the tire is going to get kicked straight into the air filter, and that's not the greatest situation. I'm thinking about cutting up this old inner fender liner I had laying around. I don't know whose four-wheeler it came off, maybe Greg's. No, he stripped his off not long after buying it. Maybe try and work something like that back in there to cover it up. Not sure yet, but we'll figure it out. Got a bunch more done on the Kid four-wheeler, the 420 Kid ATV. I've got the header pipe wrapped, got all the exhaust tape on it. I took and wrapped the fuel line and all the cables that are going to be running right over the top of this hot motor. Got them all wrapped with heat tape. Got the ignition wiring ran up. Built a little battery box, and I got the battery mounted in there snug. Got all the cables ran and tucked, so it actually cranks off the key now. Don't have to use the pull start if I don't want to. I got supports for the foot pegs. Got them welded back on. Really been clipping on this dang thing. It's all just been going easy. People brought up in the last video, and something I've been thinking about too, how this air filter is really close to the tire, and if you go through any mud water, it's going to kick it on there. So I took and I added this little piece here, zip tied up to the top part of the plastic. You'll also note I put heat tape on these plastics. The stuff's cheap, keeps your things from melting. Definitely recommend if you're going to do any engine swap or even aftermarket exhaust. Put some heat tape on the inside of your plastics, saves them, keeps them from melting around. I also did some heat tape on the fuel tank over here, so you can see. Try and keep some heat off that, off the fuel system. Heat off that. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. The only thing left that I'm really waiting on is the petcock for the fuel tank. When I took it on its first test ride, this started leaking, pouring gas all over it, so I don't really want to ride it anymore. It's got some other little issues, like tie rod's got some play in it. Not real bad. I did take and clean all the brakes and adjusted the cables. Now all the brakes are working, front and rear. It has all 4 tires braking, which is amazing to me because most of my projects have little to no brakes on them. You know, like this drag mini bike here. It's got a brake on it. It's got a little brake there. It just doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see if that's going to be faster than that, and maybe even old nitrous 4-wheeler that's been sitting out in the shed, neglected as heck for a good bit. Feel kind of bad because I teased everyone when I took and plugged off the secondary port on the nitrous, and I never rode it again since I've done that. Just got sidetracked with life and projects and stuff. But that 4-wheeler is definitely going to have to race this 4-wheeler at some point. That's without a doubt, that's going to happen. So yeah, just a little update for y'all. Should have that new fuel petcock in soon, and then we'll be able to run it, be able to see what she does. I'm excited. Stay tuned. It's here. It's finally here. After massive confusion in shipping and eBay messing up the order and it going from Texas to Memphis to California somewhere, I said screw it, and I ordered another one from Amazon, and it is here. The last piece I need, the fuel cutoff for that guy. So I'm gonna slap that on quick, put the plastics on, and see what she looks like. There really ain't much to replace in this thing. It's just those 2 bolts, and there'll be a gasket underneath there. Well, there it is. Got it installed. Had to throw an extra little washer on there because this one's a bit thinner than the old one. She is on there. Time to just slap her together. Well, there she is, everybody. If you hadn't seen the last video, you wouldn't know how absolutely ridiculous this is. The pipe's a little bit of a giveaway. It's scratched out. Well, and if you go to this side, you can see, but yeah, I got it all. It's all together. I mean, I was even able to use a stock ignition spot, and all you have to do is hop on it, frickin' electric start. Oh, spider. Spider gotta die. No brown recluse in my shop. Well, I think it's time to suit up and take her for a spin now that she's got the plastics on her. To be honest with you, left side ain't bad at all. And it's a little tight on this side, but I mean, my 6 foot tall butt fits on it. I don't know what goes right here. I don't know if I'm missing that piece or if there's something else supposed to go there. So maybe if someone knows what goes right here in the comments, they could tell me and I can order that piece. I might even redo the seat. I don't know. This thing turned out so well. I might make it nice. My projects usually don't turn out this well. Just look at the dang thing. She's minty. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you guys. Made a little splash guard for the back there. Whole lot of zip ties. She's A1 mint. I might even smear some silicone by the zip ties. But that'll get rid of 99% of all the splash off this tire. So we can hit them water holes. I gotta go get a helmet. I'm gonna go rip this thing.